Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video where we all explore a fascinating theory in psychology, the Lazarus theory of stress and coping. This theory dives into how our minds handle stress. Let's break it down. Richard Lazarus was a prominent psychologist known for his work on stress and coping. His Lazarus theory of stress and coping is widely recognized and influential model in the field of psychology. The theory emphasizes the cognitive appraisal process that individuals go through when dealing with stressful situation. Let's focus on the key components of Lazarus theory. The first one is primary appraisal. In the face of stressors, individuals engage in a primary appraisal where they evaluate whether the situation is relevant to their well being. This assessment involves determining if the stressor is a threat, a challenge, or irrelevant. Then comes the secondary appraisal. If the stressor is deemed relevant and potentially threatening or challenging, individuals move on to the secondary appraisal. Here they assess their ability to cope up or cope with the stresses by evaluating their resources, skills, and available support. After the primary appraisal and secondary appraisal come coping strategies. Based on the primary and secondary appraisals, individuals employ coping strategies to manage the stresses. Lazarus categorized coping strategies into two main types. First one is problem focused coping. Strategies aimed at addressing the source of stress directly, such as problem solving or seeking information and assistance. Second one is emotion focused coping. Strategies that aimed at managing emotional responses to stress, such as seeking social support or engaging in activities for relaxation. Then comes the outcome. The effectiveness of the coping strategies influences the overall outcome. Successful coping may result in reduced stress and improved well being, while ineffective coping can lead to increased stress and negative outcomes. Now let's talk about the reappraisal. As the situation unfolds, individuals engage in ongoing appraisal and reappraisal process. They continually assesses the effectiveness of their coping strategies and adjust their approach based on new information and changing circumstances. At the heart of Lazarus theory is the primary appraisal. Imagine you have a big presentation at work. During primary appraisal, you are evaluating whether this presentation is a threat to your well being, a challenge to overcome, or perhaps not the relevant. Now, if you see the presentation as a challenge, you move on to the secondary appraisal. Here you are assessing your resource and skills. Can you handle this presentation? Do you have the support you need? Based on your appraisal, you now choose coping strategies. If you believe you can overcome the challenge, you might use problem focused coping, like preparing thoroughly. If the situation seems more emotionally taxing, you might opt for emotion focused coping, seeking support from colleagues or practicing relaxation techniques. Now comes the outcome. The effectiveness of your coping strategies determine the outcome. If your preparation go well and you feel supported, the stress might reduce, leading to a positive outcome. But if your coping strategies fall short, the stress may escalate, resulting in a more challenging outcome. The process doesn't end here. As the situation unfolds, you engage in ongoing appraisal and reappraisal. You are continually assess the effectiveness of your coping strategies, adjusting them based on new information and changing circumstances. And there you have it, the Lazarus theory of stress and coping. It's a reminder that our perception and how we cope with stress are critical factors in determining the impact of challenging situation on our well-being. Thanks for joining, and I hope you find these insights helpful in navigating the complexities of stress.